Maybe you waited until the house was quiet to watch this. Maybe you navigated the chaos of the day, wore the mask you had to wear, and finally, the day stopped talking. The noise of the world has finally loosened its grip on your mind, and you find yourself here, in the space between what was and what will be. Maybe you are sitting on the very edge of your bed, feet on the cool floor. Maybe you are leaning back in a chair, finally letting the tension drain from your shoulders. Maybe the only light in your room is the glow of your screen. If you click this late at night, if your chest feels heavy, like a weight you've been carrying since sunrise, if your thoughts are racing, even though your body is exhausted, if you feel strangely invisible, even to the people who love you most, then stay with me for a moment, just a moment. This message is not random. It isn't a glitch in an algorithm or a lucky turn of a page. It didn't stumble into your life by chance. It found you on purpose, because it has been looking for you. We live in a world that worships speed. We are told that the fast are the favored. We live in a world that worships visibility, where if a moment isn't captured and shared, it didn't happen. The world whispers a dangerous lie. If no one sees you, you don't matter. We are trained, almost from birth, to measure our worth by movement, by how much we produce, by how loud our applause is. We check the numbers. We look at the followers. We measure our success by how many doors open and how quickly they do it. And when your life doesn't move at that high-definition, high-speed rhythm, you begin to feel like you're falling behind, like you are a ghost in your own story. You watch other people climb. You see the highlight reels, the celebrations, the promotions, the overnight breakthroughs. And in the crushing quiet of your own room, you sit and you wonder, God, did you skip my page? Did you run out of blessings by the time you got to my name? But I want you to take a breath with me here. Right now, a slow, deep breath. What if the silence around you is not abandonment? What if being hidden is not rejection, but a sacred protection? What if this still season is not a void, but a blueprint? Tonight, this is for the quiet one, the waiting one, the one who feels overlooked by the world, but watched by the stars. God has not misplaced you. He has placed you in a sacred shadow. Have you ever felt stuck while the entire world kept moving forward? It is a lonely sensation, like being behind glass, watching a party you weren't invited to. And it hurts because you weren't lazy. You weren't stuck because you gave up. You were stuck because life simply wouldn't open its doors for you. You prayed until your voice was a rasp. You worked twice as hard as those who were promoted. You stayed faithful when it was easier to walk away. And still, the door didn't move. Not an inch. That kind of waiting is a heavy, physical thing. It creeps into your thoughts at 3 a.m. It makes your faith feel fragile, like glass that's been tapped one too many times. A quiet, dark voice begins to speak in that space. If God loved you, your life wouldn't be this boring. If you were actually important, He wouldn't leave you here. But that voice is not the voice of the Creator. That is the voice of the world. Look at the rhythm of creation. Nothing truly precious lies exposed on the sidewalk for everyone to step on. Gold lives in the dark, cold veins beneath the earth. Pearls are formed in secret, deep under pressure. Diamonds are shaped where no eye can see. Value and hiddenness go hand in hand. Even a seed, one of the simplest miracles we have, must disappear before it can ever become a tree. For it to live, it must be buried. It must be covered. It must be, for a moment, forgotten by the world above. To a casual observer, the seed looks like it's been buried in a grave. To God, the seed has been planted in a womb. Your quiet season is like that seed. You feel buried tonight. You feel the weight of the dirt above you. But something holy is happening in the dark. Your roots are forming. You can't see them, and no one else can either. But roots are what determine the height of the tree. God is building a foundation in you that applause never could. He is making you deep because He intends to make you high. Between the ages of 12 and 30, the history of Jesus is a blank page. 18 years that history forgot to record. But think of the texture of those 18 years. He didn't just wait. He lived. He worked with His hands until they were calloused and stained with cedar oil. He probably saw the same neighbors, fixed the same broken chairs, and heard the same stories every single day. There were no spotlights in Nazareth. If he was tempted to be important, he resisted it. We think purpose begins when we are seen, but Jesus shows us the opposite. Purpose is not met on the stage. Purpose is forged in the hidden. He didn't need to find his voice at 30. He had found it at 20 in the silence. He didn't need to find his courage on the cross. He had practiced in the everyday struggle of the hidden years. If your life feels small today, remember Nazareth. It wasn't a prison for Jesus. It was his training ground. So, let's talk about your Nazareth. It looks different for everyone. Maybe your Nazareth is a job that pays the bills but doesn't feed your soul. Maybe it's the four walls of your home, caring for a family that never says thank you. Maybe it's a season of sickness. The world calls this a delay. But God calls it preparation. He sees every tear that hit your pillow tonight. He hears every prayer you whispered in the grocery store line. He knows the battles you fight in your mind. You are not invisible to heaven. Sometimes God hides you not to punish you, but to protect you. He is protecting your character from the pressures of a platform you aren't ready to hold yet. He is hiding you for the world, not from the world. When you finally emerge, you will have substance. You will have a story. You will have roots. I want you to take a slow, deliberate breath right now. Imagine the tension leaving your hands, your neck, your mind. Your worth is not a number. Your value is not a status. The tomorrow you're worried about, it is already in the hands of the one who holds the stars. Instead of fighting the shadow you are in, allow it to become a sanctuary. In this quiet place, your character is being sculpted. Every hour of patience is another layer of strength. Every moment of silent faithfulness is another stone laid in a foundation that will never shake. The Father is not ignoring the street you live on. He is not confused by the delay in your story. He is closer to you in the silence than he was in the crowd. You aren't being overlooked. You are being overhauled. You are being dismantled and put back together with a strength the world can't give and a peace the world can't take away. Allow the shadow to do its work. Trust that the architect knows exactly how long the foundation needs to dry before the walls can rise. Your story is not over. The book isn't finished. You are just in a chapter that requires a lot of detail. One day, I promise you, you will look back on this exact moment. You will look at the silent season, and you will say, that hidden season, it saved me. God works in the dark so that you have the strength to stand in the light. Walk faithfully in the small things. Trust quietly in the long things. If you feel forgotten tonight, remember Nazareth. You are not lost in the silence. You are growing in it. This is Silent Believer. Walk in quiet and trust the hidden years.